What's up, YouTube? Now, you see the title of this video, and you see the picture on the screen. Now, I wasn't gonna address this, man. I was not gonna address this. I was trying not to even make a video on it. I had another video planned. If any of you from my last video are watching this video now, you know I was gonna make an entirely different video. I had a part two ready. To be honest, I was gonna just go ahead and do the part two of my narcissist, going into the narcissistic personality disorder that a lot of these black women on social media suffer from, and that's what I was really going to address. I was going to address that. I was gonna make my part two, as I just said. I was going to, make that part two and go more in depth to that because there's so much more I missed, so much more I need to read up on that, and pretty much do my part two on it to explain more. But as I'm sitting back and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this part two and explain more of this. I was just like, I'm seeing these videos, you know, as as much as I was like, okay, I'm not even gonna talk about this because I really didn't have much to even. There really wasn't much I was gonna say. Like I said, I was just gonna do my part two of my narcissistic personality disorder video, and just going on that. But as I'm sitting back and I'm looking at the commentary from these niggas, these looking at the commentary of these niggas, and I'm sitting back looking at the different videos that are being made about this whole incident. As I say, you see the title of the video with this whole incident with this rapper, I believe, or ex-rapper, I think. Um well, I think he is still a rapper, but he's pretty much like, one of them, failed rappers, I guess. I ain't trying to I don't want to say anything too disrespectful, but he one of them rappers that he really didn't make it. So he's one of these, underground rappers who really ain't blew up like that. He didn't really make it, or he pretty much, maybe he did have some time where he was doing good to some degree, and now he's pretty much, not relevant. But so you got one of these rappers, and like I said, you see the title of the video. His name is SpaceGhostPurp, and he's a rapper, a one of these underground rappers who didn't make it, not really relevant anymore. And you know, when I first heard about this, well, not even. Let me not even get on that. When I first heard about this Space Ghost Perp dude, it was something to do. It had something to do with he was on a panel with, I believe, I think his name is The Honest Truth or something like that. One of those. I think he's one of those simp dudes that gets online and capes for these women, these black women on social media who hate him. He even, I'm not even gonna get into him, man. I might have to make a separate video on him because I don't know too much about him, but this is what I heard, that he was a simp. So I would have to do a thorough investigation on him. But besides that, I heard about him on a panel. I saw a clip of him on a panel. Space Ghost Perp. I saw a clip of him on a panel with The Honest Truth, and he was talking about uh just some dumb shit, about um basically he has said a lot of messed up stuff about attacking. um it was some, because at first he was they were saying he was gonna attack black women and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm listening to it. I don't even know all the details, so I was just listening to the clip, and I was just like, okay, whatever. I just discarded it. And then I heard more about the dude. When I, let's see the title of the video, when I saw the whole incident with um him threatening Cynthia G. And I saw a video by O'Shea Duke Jackson. And basically O'Shea was talking about, this rapper Space Ghost Perp was threatening Cynthia G. This is like one of the first videos I saw on it. I watched and I'm like, okay, who is this guy? And I'm just listening to what O'Shea is saying. And as I'm listening to it, I was like, I'm not gonna talk about this. I'm not gonna make a video on it. But then I saw O'Shea's video and I'm like, I'm making a video. But then I saw a live stream by and I've mentioned him before in my videos, a YouTuber by the name of Red Supreme TV1. And like I said, I watch him every now and then from time to time. I've said this. He makes some good content. I'll check him out every now and then. And I saw some of the commentary he gave on it. And he actually played a clip from what the dude said, because I hadn't actually heard what he said. I didn't hear exactly what he said, and I didn't hear, the threats he actually made at her. I didn't even hear it. I wasn't even gonna go listen to it because it just wasn't on my radar. I was solely gonna focus on the video I had planned. But as I'm listening to the threats he's making at her, and then I'm listening to he also showed a clip of Cynthia G talking about it, and heard some of the dumb shit she was saying, and I'm sitting back and I'm listening to both these savages, Space Ghost Perp and Cynthia G. I'm listening to both of those savages, and what I what I really came to just realize about a lot of these niggas on social media, a lot of these Negroes on social media, y'all just, and I've said this in so many videos, but it's just the intellect is so low, man. I mean, it's really sad to behold, man. It is. This is sad for me to behold. This shit doesn't make any sense. And I'm going to explain exactly why this makes no sense right now. So we have space. What we have to do is we first have to backpedal here. Prior to Space Ghost Perp making a threat at Cynthia G, we have Cynthia G who made I don't know if it was a live stream or whatever, something of the she made a live stream or whatever where she was basically saying black women should not give birth to black males. They should abort black males. So we basically have a woman who is making a proclamation on social media to murder babies. Now let's stop right there. We have a woman who's saying to murder black babies, and she's saying murder black male babies, but you have to understand this is her saying to abort black male babies is really killing off the entire black race. So really, she's actually advocating for a black genocide. So we have a woman who's advocating for the murder of black children. We have to remember that. Now we know these Negroes are not going to address that part of it. They're just going to act like Space Ghost Perp just threatened her for no reason. They're going to act like he just threatened her. They're going to act like he threatened her for no reason. They're going to act like he just came out of nowhere and started to threaten her just because of nothing. They're going to act like she hasn't said anything that would warrant someone to threaten her. Now, am I saying that she deserves to be harmed? No, not in any way. I'm not wishing harm on nobody. Unlike these savages will, like Cynthia G will wish harm on babies, and like, a lot of these niggas doing the shit they do in general. I'm not gonna wish harm on anybody. But what I will do is expose the stupidity of these monkeys. So we're sitting back, and I'm sitting back, and I'm listening to I'm sitting back and I'm analyzing the situation of how Cynthia G came out and said on her platform to murder babies. Keep that in mind. Like I said, none of these savages are gonna address that part. They're not gonna, even bring that into the equation here when we're analyzing her being threatened by this rapper. So she said to murder babies. This is what she said. This is what she's advocating for. And her followers are also saying to murder babies. They're advocating for black genocide. So then after that, after she made those comments, then comes Space Ghost Perp with his threat to her. Basically, and I heard the clip of him. I didn't hear it at first, but now that I've heard the clip where he was basically saying, "You saying to abort black males and all this," and, he's saying, something on the lines of, "Bitch, I'm gonna get you," or some, "I'm gonna come after you," or something like that. And as I said, I'm not wishing harm on anybody, but when we're looking at this situation, we have to be honest here. If you are coming out on your platform to say to murder babies, black babies, and you have someone come behind you to say they're going to harm you, you brought that on yourself. You basically have brought any harm that comes to you on yourself. because you have just came out and said you are advocating for killing babies. Someone then comes behind you to say, I'm going to attack you. You then turn around to try to play victim. Nah, that's not how it works around these parts. See, it doesn't work like that around here. See, in the delusional world, in the non-accountable world that she lives in, yes, that applies. But in reality, that's not how shit works. You don't threaten other people and then you get threatened and then play victim. That's not how shit works. I can't go threaten. I can't. Let's say I were to walk outside right now, and a man on the sidewalk's walking by, and I threaten his life and say I'm about to stab him. I have a knife in my hand. He then turns around and says he's going to then retaliate against me to kill me. I can't then turn around and play victim and say he threatened me when I threatened him first. Cynthia G threatened black babies. She then turns around after being threatened after the fact by a rapper named SpaceGhostPurp who said he's going to attack her. She then turns around and tries to play victim. You don't get to do that. That's not how this works here. This is very simple. It's not that difficult, man. That is basic logic I just disposed right there. That is basic logic that I just presented, I should say. That is just very simple to understand. I mean, there's no denying what I just said. You can't threaten others and then get threatened and play victim. This is just facts. There's no denying that. There's no arguing that. So with that being said, when I'm looking at the videos that these monkeys are making, you got, black men, these simp niggas making videos in defense of Cynthia G. You have black women, of course, who support her making videos saying this dude has threatened her. And I'm looking at all these savages, all these apes. And I'm sitting back and I'm just like, these niggas are really this dumb. I've yet to see I've only seen a few people come at this with a logical position, a logical viewpoint, analyzing every single variable in this situation. Majority of these monkeys are not doing that. They're just going off of emotion as these savages do. So, as I said, I mentioned O'Shea, and it's funny because in the clip that I was listening to of Cynthia G addressing this SpaceGhostPurp dude, she also addressed some, and I wasn't even gonna address that at all because I really don't care. But it was some video of some white dude saying he dated her, some crap, and I guess he was like trolling or whatever. I heard some of the stuff he was saying. It was funny, you know. It was funny, but I wasn't gonna address that at all. And she was basically trying to talk ish on O'Shea because O'Shea made a video on it and was saying, "Oh, Cynthia G dated this white dude and he exposed her," and she was trying to talk about O'Shea, calling him ugly and all this. And we have to look at this. Cynthia G, who, oh my God, man. I mean, I don't really want to get into looks because that's not even what I'm solely trying to focus on the topic of this video. But come on now, Cynthia G's wearing a wig. She has about 50,000 pounds of war paint. She doesn't feel confident without the wig nor the makeup. Like, stop. Like, we're not even gonna go there. To even try to talk ish on O'Shea's looks, I'm pretty sure O'Shea. The funny thing about that is O'Shea could probably, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna say something I shouldn't say. So I'm gonna just stop. But come on now. Looks is the last thing Cynthia G should be ever critiquing on anyone. I mean, come on now. Do I have to go there? Her of all people trying to critique someone's looks. Please stop. Stop. We're not gonna go there. But but besides that, she tried to talk ish on O'Shea, calling him broke. And I find that to be funny because you don't know his bank account. You really don't know any of these things. You don't even know if he's broke just because he's making a video claiming he's trying to get views when all she does is talk about other people to get views. Like Cynthia G's entire platform is about stalking other people's content and then replying to their content. This is literally what she does. You can't do that and say someone else that doesn't have talent. I can't I can't make a video talking ish on O'Shea's content because O'Shea puts more work in his content than I do. I mean, I gotta be honest. He puts more work in his stuff. He puts more work in his content. I mean, this is just facts. I can't really deny O'Shea does more work in his content than I do. And I just started and whatnot, but still, he puts more work in. O'Shea puts more work in on his content than CGG does on hers. She doesn't put any work. She's not talented whatsoever. She's a bum. With that being said, You can't, for one, you can't threaten other people's lives and then have your life threatened and play victim. And you also can't come on to then make a reply to that, making it seem like this is once again, as she always does on her content, trying to push the narrative that, oh, this is like, oh, this is a lot of these black men are like this and they're triggered and trying to threaten me and attack me. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You don't get to take a incident of this one rapper and try to make it seem like he's a large segment of black men who are trying to attack her. No, no, nobody's doing that. No, 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 no. And any threats that Cynthia G gets, she's brought on herself now. See, at this point, any threat she get receives, she is deserved threats because she has threatened the lives of children. When you're threatening the lives of children, you basically open yourself up to getting death threats and people threatening your life. This is what happens. You can't threaten other people's lives, especially threatening a child. Not even just a child. We're talking about a baby. And then think that you are going to receive some sort of, special treatment and not get threatened. People are going to take that a certain way and they're going to likely threaten you. There are people that will do this, especially when we're bringing babies into the equation. So, that's pretty much all I got to say about that. I mean, you can't threaten other people's lives and expect your life to not be threatened in return. Um, and you also can't sit up here and critique other people's looks when you're not confident in yourself. And that's pretty much what's going to segue me into this next. You know, I want to address something briefly. I'm gonna make this video as quick as possible because I just wanted to address that whole thing with the her getting threatened by SpaceGhostPurp. I wasn't gonna make a video on it like I said, so I really don't got much to say. I mean, it's very simple. You can't threaten other people's lives and don't expect your life to get threatened in return. You're threatening babies and then acting as if you are not gonna receive that same energy. Don't these niggas always going around saying keep that same energy? So I don't understand you niggas, man. But we're gonna just go ahead and segue into really this is really what I want to focus on in this video because I addressed him threatening her, but the main thing we want to focus on, as I always want to focus on, because we need to really just pinpoint all this stuff. We really need to bullet point all this and just go down the list and really understand this because this is deeper than just YouTube videos and dumb niggas making goofy ass videos. These are things that are being done because there are certain things happening in people's lives and in their minds that are is causing these certain behaviors. So when you see a woman like a Cynthia G getting online, constantly talking ish about black men and all this goofy shit she's doing, there's an origin to this and there's a reason for this. There's a reason this dumb shit is occurring. And it's because, as I say, you see the title of the video and the picture on the screen. It's because of her low self-esteem. Now, I've mentioned this in past videos, but what you have to understand is with a lot of these women, these black women on social media, Cynthia G included, who I'm, pinpointing this on right now, she is suffering from immense low self-esteem. How can I prove this? Well, I'm gonna do my part two of the narcissistic personality disorder because I'm gonna read some more stuff up on that, and which is gonna probably blow a lot of people's minds. But I'm also gonna address this low self-esteem that is when we're analyzing in psychology, people who suffer from low self-esteem, um, and the behaviors that they exhibit to show that they are suffering from low self-esteem. I'm gonna read off what's on the screen. Then I'm also gonna read something about narcissistic personality disorder, just to give like a deeper analysis on that, because there's one thing I want to read up on that, which a lot of people with that disorder exhibit, and she exhibits that to. I mean, I'm just gonna read it, but she definitely exhibits that narcissistic personality disorder, many of the traits, and I'm gonna read one of them. But first, I'm gonna read what's on the screen, and I'm gonna just go over it. So on the screen, we have people with low self-esteem are 80% more likely to criticize others or put them down in order to make themselves feel better, tougher, and smarter. Now, I mean, that right there pretty much sums up Cynthia G in a nutshell. She is suffering from immense low self-esteem. It's very evident not only in what she does and says, but her appearance alone. She's not confident in wearing her own hair, for crying out loud. That is a huge indicator that she is not confident in herself, which is low self-esteem. Also, as I just read, like, wants to criticize others and put them down in order to make themselves feel better, tougher, and smarter. This is what she constantly does. She constantly wants to criticize black men and criticize, you know, basically that's what she does. She wants to criticize black men in order to make herself feel better about herself because she feels empty inside. So one of the traits of someone who's suffering from low self-esteem is they have to do what? Project. And I've made a video on this before about the self-projection of these women on social media. She is projecting her own insecurities onto black men by way of criticizing them, which is a part of her low self-esteem. And then I'm going to read this last part on here, which she should definitely maybe consider doing, which we know she will not, because, like I said, when we combine this with the narcissism, it's some deep stuff. The only person you should try to better than is the person you were yesterday. So Cynthia G, she's never gonna try to be better than she was yesterday because she doesn't see anything wrong with her. That is a part of the narcissism that these women suffer from. So we're dealing with an individual who's suffering from low self-esteem. We're dealing with somebody who is not confident in their own skin. And we're gonna address more of that, in my part two of the narcissistic personality disorder that I'm gonna go over. But I'm gonna read this off real quick. One of the traits of a narcissist. I'm gonna read this off real quick just give more in depth, um, to give more insight on it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I don't want this to be too long. But shoot, okay, this is nice. This is amazing. So I gotta retype this in. Whatever. I'm gonna get this open. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and read this. Um, let's see. I'm gonna have to get back to it. Let's see. I'm trying to find it. Oh my goodness, this is not good. I should have. I had it up and then it freaking went away. Uh, here it is. Here it is. We're gonna read this. This is not even just applies to Cynthia G, but others. But here it is. So I'm gonna read this paragraph on one of the traits of a narcissist, and one of them is that they live in a fantasy world. And it says, since reality doesn't support their grandiose view of themselves, narcissists live in a fantasy world propped up by disorientation, uh, self-deception, and magical thinking. They spin self-glorifying fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, attractiveness, and ideal love that make them feel special and in control. These fantasies protect them from feeling of inner emptiness and shame, so facts and opinions that contradict them are ignored or rationalized away. Anything that threatens to burst the fantasy bubble is met with extreme defensiveness and even rage. So those around the narcissist learn to tread carefully around their denial of reality. So that's basically what we have here with Cynthia G. We have a person who's living in a fantasy world. She is in denial of reality. What is that reality she is in denial of? The reality is that she wants to make it seem like all of her problems and anyone else who is in the same predicament as her is basically everyone else's fault. It's these trash bag bandits' fault. Is these Dusty's fault, right? But really, what we're dealing with here is a person who's empty inside, and what they have to do is they have to project their inferiority complex onto others, and they have to make a fantasy world in order to cope with it. This is what she's doing. This is the things that she does in order to cope with her but in order to cope with uh her low self-esteem. This is what she does. It's really just that simple. I mean, I could go more in depth on this right now. To be honest, like I said, I wanted to make this video quick because I wasn't even gonna address that whole incident with Space Ghost Perp. I said smoke. Uh, Space Ghost. I wasn't gonna address that Space Ghost Perp incident with him threatening her, but I'm like, yeah, let me make a video on it and go add this in here too, because we have to understand she's suffering from low self-esteem. She has to continue to project her inferiority complex onto others, and these are things that are gonna continue to occur because she's not going to ever seek treatment for her mental illness. And I know a lot of people are gonna say that I am unable to diagnose anyone with a disorder. But like I said, I'm not really going to diagnose anyone because I can't. But what I will do is I'm just going to read off all these characteristics and just let you come to the conclusion yourself based upon your analysis of her. And I'm talking about a unbiased analysis, not one of you freaking savages, one of you black women who watch her who are gonna come in here and talk ish if you do, or any of you black men, you fucking monkeys who are gonna come in and make your goofy ass comments in defense of her. I'm talking about an actual person who's gonna look at this from an unbiased standpoint. What you see in the behaviors you're seeing, in the goofiness and strange behavior that is very evident and cannot be denied, to be honest, to me. It doesn't, this is very awkward behavior you're seeing. And it can all be pretty much broken down when you analyze a narcissist and the traits of a narcissist and other mental disorders. But that's a whole nother video in itself. But besides that, I'm going in this video, to be honest, the fact that all this outrages or somewhat people being outraged over her getting threatened only once again shows how dumb you niggas are. How y'all don't analyze anything. Y'all have no critical thinking skills. Y'all don't analyze anything. You black men and you black women are fucking stupid. You don't analyze any situation with critical thinking. You're not looking at both sides of the fucking coin. You're just being biased and emotional, as you savages continue to do. And this is why I say only a remnant of you niggas are gonna make it. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I got nothing else to say. That's pretty much all I gotta say, man. I'm out.